Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A Sunday fun day with 2 great hours of comedy, starting off with Marie Wilson and My Friend Irma, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, and then we will have the Great Gildersleeve, the Magnificent Montague, and a new Superman adventure. That's all coming up on this Sunday. This is the 12th day of May, 133rd day of the year, 233 days left until the end of this year. The Donner Party of Pioneers departed Independence, Missouri on this date in 1846. It became a year-long journey of hardship and cannibalism. 10 weeks after his abduction, the infant son of Charles Lindbergh found dead in Hopewell, New Jersey on this date in 1932, just a few miles from the Lindberghs' home. Was on this date in 1934, a 6-piece group of musicians began recording, known as Fats Waller and his Rhythm.
Dinah, is anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there's and you know her, sure to me, Dinah, with those Dixie eyes blazing, how I long to sit and gaze into the eyes of Dinah Lee. Every night, why do I shake with pride? Because my dynamite changed her mind about me. Oh, Dinah, since she wanted to China, I would hop an ocean liner just to be with Dinah Lee. Swing it on out to Jackson. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm talking about Dinah Lee. Yes, yes, yes.
Sadly, we'd only have the group for less than a decade as Waller contracted pneumonia and died on a cross-country train trip near Kansas City, Missouri on December 15th of 1943. But we got some great music for some time that still lives with us today. In 1937, the coronation of King George VI of Britain at Westminster Abbey. In 1949, the Soviet Union lifted its blockade of Berlin, and in 1958, a formal North American Aerospace Defense Command agreement signed between the U.S. and Canada, which begat NORAD. In 1962, Douglas MacArthur delivered his famous Duty, Honor, and Country valedictorian speech, valedictory speech at West Point. I'm trying to figure out, because valedictorians normally deliver the valedictorian speech, but I guess he delivered, it was a commencement address, I guess we would call it today. In 1966, Bush Memorial Stadium, home of the St. Louis Cardinals Major League Baseball team, and until 1987, the NFL team of the same name, opened in St. Louis, Missouri. At Queen Elizabeth Hall in England on this date in 1967, Pink Floyd staged the first ever quadraphonic rock concert. In 1975, the Cambodian Navy seized the American merchant ship SS Mayaguez in international waters. In 2002, former President Jimmy Carter visited Cuba.
I would like to express my personal thanks for the words of welcome that were extended to me by President Castro.
Now, while prior to the Castro regime, a lot of people visited Cuba, including former presidents, this former president was the first to visit the nation when it was communist. In 2003, 59 Democrat lawmakers brought the Texas legislature to a standstill by going into hiding in a dispute over a Republican congressional redistricting plan. In 2008, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement conducted the largest ever raid of a workplace in Postville, Iowa, arresting nearly 400 immigrants, illegal immigrants, I should add, for identity theft and document fraud. and it won't happen today. It won't. And in 2011, An Evening with the Monkees, the 45th anniversary tour, kicked off on this night in Liverpool.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly. I'll come and watch you sing and play. We're the young generation, and we got something to say. Hey, we're the Monkees. You never know where we'll be found, so you better get ready. We may be coming to your town.
Now, the tour would move to the U.S. in June and July for 45 dates as they continued their 45th anniversary tour. The tour would be the last for Davy Jones. He would pass away of a heart attack at the age of 66. Among others passing away on this date in history, chocolate entrepreneur John Cadbury, also author, Western novelist Max Brand, also film director, actor Erich von Stroheim, Robert Reed, best known for his time with the Brady Bunch, also race car driver Adam Petty, and singer Perry Como, who had hits in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Perry Como, passing away in 2001. Among people born on this date in history, including the very, very funny and sometimes quite racy and sometimes quite political George Carlin.
The objects of the game's quite different. The object of the game in football is for the quarterback, otherwise known as the field general, to be on target with his aerial assault, riddling the defense by hitting his receivers with deadly accuracy in spite of the blitz, even if he has to use the shotgun. With short bullet passes and long bombs, he marches his troops into enemy territory, balancing this aerial assault with a sustained ground attack which punches holes in the forward wall of the enemy's defensive line. In baseball, the object is to go home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Ta-da.
George Carlin, and I still live, even though some people try not to, I still live by his 7 words that you cannot say on television, and I won't say them on this podcast either. George Carlin, born on this date in history, as was English nurse Florence Nightingale, statesman Henry Cabot Lodge, also Katharine Hepburn, journalist Howard K. Smith, Mary Kay Ash, the founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, English comedian Tony Hancock, baseball player Yogi Berra, composer Burt Bacharach, and TV personality Tom Snyder, who was another one who had a great respect for classic radio.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Birthdays today include Billy Swan, who still can help at the age of 81. From the Spencer Davis Group and Traffic, Steve Winwood, roll with him at 76. From the Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Bruce Boxleitner is 74, as is Billy Squire. He also turns 74 today. Country's Brooks and Dunn man, Kix Brooks, is 69 today. Emilio Estevez is 62. Stephen Baldwin is 58. Skateboarder Tony Hawk is 56. She was Tootie in The Facts of Life. Kim Fields, 55. From American Pie, Jason Biggs is 46. From Mr. Robot and Bohemian Rhapsody, Rami Malek is 43. The Japanese wrestler, mixed martial artist, he was with, I'm trying to remember exactly where he is. He was in NXT for a while. He was in New Japan, and I believe now he's in TNA Impact. He may be doing somewhere else. I'm not sure. But Kushida, Yukiro Kushida, 41, and from Everwood and Captain America, Emily Van Camp is 38. Now, those just a few of the people who celebrate the 12th day of May as their birthday, and if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
And today we pay tribute and salute to a date 71 years ago today, May 12th, 1953. And for that, we start off with Marie Wilson and My Friend Irma. That's next on this Sunday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
President Biden recently released a massive $6 trillion budget, the largest budget in U.S. history. And guess who pays the bill? That's right, you, the American taxpayer. American citizens and business owners will be paying more taxes. That's a fact. And if you owe back taxes, they will be coming after you to collect payments. In fact, President Biden also hired thousands more IRS agents to go after you. If you got a letter from the IRS and you know you owe back taxes or you haven't filed in years, don't put your head in the sand. Call us today. We've saved our customers millions of tax dollars. One quick, free phone call will show you how we can reduce your past tax bill and save you thousands. Guaranteed, or you pay nothing. Call now.
800-932-1431. 800-932-1431. That's 800-932-1431. Paid for by the Tax Helpline.
And today we pay tribute with a couple of shows from 71 years ago today, May 12th, 1953. And we start off with our friend Marie Wilson. Jimmy in Boston gonna be happy about this. Marie Wilson and My Friend Irma, and an Armed Forces recording of the program, The Picnic.
My Friend Irma, created by Cy Howard, transcribed from Hollywood, and starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
As you know, the average IQ is about 110. Let me introduce you to my roommate, Irma Peterson, a girl who only came close to 110 when she had a fever of 99.
Oh, what's the use? I give up.
Irma, what are you talking about, and where have you been?
I'm talking about my homework assignment for my night school class. I've been up on the roof counting people.
Counting people?
Yeah, they want to know what the population of New York City is.
Honey, this might seem like the hard way to you, but if you'll just look it up in the World Almanac over there... Wait, never mind. I'll do it. Here it is. 8,053,000.
Gee, I was off, I guess.
How many did you count?
62 and a half.
A half?
Yeah, look, right over there.
Irma, he's tying his shoelaces.
People do everything to confuse me. Jane, can I have that almanac?
Why?
Oh, well, I have to learn places of interest in New York.
Be my guest.
Thank you. Now, let me see. Places of public interest in New York. The George Washington Bridge. The George Washington Bridge has one of the longest suspenders in the world.
That's suspensions, honey. And incidentally, did you know that the George Washington Bridge has enough cable to go around the world twice?
Well, if I was going around the world, I'd want to go by boat or plane. I wouldn't want to go by cable.
No, honey, try and follow what I'm telling you, will you? One end of the bridge is anchored in New York, and the other end is anchored in New Jersey. If you tell me it's to keep the river from getting wider, I'll scream.
Well, Jane, you don't have to learn these things.
Okay.
Now, let's see. The Empire State Building is over 1,000 feet tall.
Yeah, that's right. And on top of it, there was a mooring mast for a dirigible.
Oh, well, if I moved in, I'd want to use the elevator.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Now, let me read what other places of interest there are in New York. Statue of Liberty, Central Park, Wall Street.
What do you know about Wall Street?
Nothing.
You know how it got the name of Wall Street?
Because a lot of the stock can be used for wallpaper?
There have been times when that's a very good answer. You know that? No, Irma, the name Wall Street actually... Come in.
If you don't mind, it's me, Maestro Vonderkin. Hello, girls. Do you mind if I come in and hide?
What's the matter, Maestro?
I'm running for my life. Spring has come to Mrs. O'Reilly.
No fooling.
Yeah, it's no joke. You should see her fluttering those eyelashes at me. They look like two caterpillars caught in the air conditioner. Irma, darling, what are you writing? A letter home?
No, it's my homework. Maestro, why is New York City called the melting pot?
Oh, well, that's because people of all nationalities come to live here.
Oh, that's a cute reason.
No, I mean, we have people living here who are half French and half Swedish, or part German and part Irish.
St. Louis woman, with all those diamond trees, pull that man around by an apron string.
Sounds like Miss O'Reilly.
Yeah. There's another example of the melting pot. You see, she's part foghorn and part elephant.
If it wasn't for powder and a store-bought hair.
One thing I will say. Her hair isn't store-bought. She just dips a mop in ketchup and puts it on.
Yoo-hoo! Anybody at home?
Come right in, Miss O'Reilly.
Hello, girls.
Well, Miss O'Reilly, what a lovely new dress.
Oh, it's the latest thing. Flowered prints, you know. How do you like it?
Well, I didn't know century plants bloom this time of year.
Is that so? Well, I'll have you know this happens to be an original Paris creation.
What do you know? You learn things every day. Frankenstein was a Frenchman.
Maestro, I'm warning
Now,
you.
wait a minute. It's too beautiful a day to spend it here refereeing a boxing match. Why don't we all get out of the house? You know, go on a picnic, huh?
Well, I can't, Jane. If I don't bring in my homework, my teacher will be angry.
You can do your homework while we're having the picnic.
Oh, that's a splendid idea, Janie.
Good.
I have some cold turkey and potato salad in my icebox.
No, nothing doing. No, I wouldn't eat that turkey.
Why not?
Because that bird died a horrible death.
What do you mean?
He ate the potato salad.
You didn't complain about it yesterday when you had it for your lunch.
Well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. As a matter of fact, the only thing good about that meal was the iced tea I found in your icebox.
I'll thank you not to drink my henna rinse.
Now, listen, the two of you. We'll take care of the menu. I have a smoked ham, some pickles, and some coleslaw, and some wonderful mushrooms with good juicy stems.
Can I bring the sponge cake I made?
You made a sponge cake?
Yes, and I had to bake it for hours. Those sponges never melt.
No, Irma, we can do without it. Miss O'Reilly, you bring the coffee, huh? And Maestro, you bring the blankets?
Yeah, all right. I'll bring the lace curtains.
I said a blanket.
Yeah, the lace curtains have less holes in them.
All right. And Irma, let's see, you bring... What's the matter, honey?
Well, what if you're all so busy at the picnic you won't be able to help me with my homework for night school?
Well, what do you want to know, Irma?
Well, I have to learn about interesting places in New York.
Oh, I know them all.
Well, now, wait a minute. Let me write it down.
Well, my favorite place is Central Park. That's where I met my first husband, Clancy. He was riding one of those buggies, and I was...
And you were pulling it.
Be still. And then, Irma, there's the Holland Tunnel.
I've already written something about the Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel goes from New York to New Jersey under the Hudson River. It was built for people who love the water but can't swim.
Do you mind if I get a glass of water from the kitchen?
Help yourself.
Oh, that must be Al. Hello?
Is that your Irma?
Oh, Professor.
From California?
Yes. Oh, Professor, how are you? Every night I say a prayer for you.
You do?
Yes, I say, please take care of the dear old professor and let him be happy in California, but someday bring him back to America.
Oh, Irma, how I miss you.
Did you get the little gift I sent you last week?
No.
Well, I didn't know what to get you, and I read about a place in Hollywood called the Brown Derby.
Yes?
Well, I mailed them a check and told them to send you a hat.
But the Brown Derby is a restaurant.
Oh, Professor, you and your jokes. A friend of yours wants to say hello. Here she is.
Oh, hello, cutie.
I think you have the wrong number.
Now, Professor, tell the truth. Are you homesick?
Yes, every time I think of the home you gave me, I get sick.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. You should see me. Why, people say I get younger every day.
Well, that I can believe. You do get younger every day, but the years you put on at night. Tell me, have you lost weight?
Oh, indeed. Why, now I have a figure just like a girl.
You mean the girl we saw at the circus who lifted the elephant?
Oh, you're such a kidder. Really, I'm much slimmer.
Well, tell me, what size dress do you wear now? A 12? 14? 16? 18? 20? We will now move to the 10th department. Miss O'Reilly.
Yes, my dear.
While I got you on the phone, will you please stop bothering my cousin, Maestro Wonderkin?
Bothering him? Why, the man's madly in love with me.
He is?
Yes, whenever he comes near me, he likes to stroke me under the chin.
This is only because he is afraid you're going to sing and he wants to be able to grab your throat. Leave him alone, will you?
Oh, you're jealous.
I'm not jealous, and if you stop bothering him, maybe someday I'll invite you to California.
Oh, do you think I'd like it out there?
Yes, and you know, out here, your chances of getting a husband are much better.
They are?
Yes. Someday the smog is so thick a person can't see your face. Goodbye.
Oh, he loves me.
Well, what did my cousin Professor Kropotkin have to say?
Oh, the usual thing. He's so crazy about me, can't bear being away from me for so long. But don't let it worry you, Maestro, darling.
Worry?
You're here, and I always say first come, first served.
This is the worst restaurant I've ever been in.
Come in.
Hello, folks. Hiya, chicken.
Oh, hello, Al, honey.
What are you doing?
This is my homework.
That's my chicken. Won't be long. I'll have the smartest girl in the block.
Al, I'm supposed to name places of interest in New York. So far, I have George Washington's Bridge, the Empire State Building, the Holland Tunnel.
How about the Battery?
Well, where's that?
Downtown.
Oh, thanks. Now, let's see. I'll say, the Battery is downtown, and the rest of the city uses AC and DC.
No, chicken, no.
Miss O'Reilly, Maestro, will you get the things for the picnic?
Picnic?
Oh, yes, and we're going to have fun. Wait until the Maestro and I hide in the tall grass.
The tall grass, huh? I'm going to bring the biggest lawnmower you ever saw.
Boy, I could stand a good picnic. Hey, we could all drive there in my car.
Your car?
Yep. Borrowed it from my pal, Joe.
Does it have license plates?
Yeah, Joe made the license plates himself. Gene, is there a state called Pennsyltucky?
Pennsyltucky? Not unless it's between California and Alapippi.
Well, I guess it's a foreign car. It's the one you drove, chicken.
Irma drove?
Yeah, didn't you know? I've been giving her driving lessons on the QT.
So that's it.
Oh, Jane, aren't you excited? Just think of you riding and me driving.
Yeah, that should go well with Mrs. O'Reilly's potato salad.
Oh, don't worry, Jane. I'm a very careful driver. When I'm at the wheel, I have one eye on the car in the back of me, the other eye on the car in front of me, and the other eye on the road.
In the front seat, Mrs. O'Reilly, Maestro Wanderkin, and myself are in the back seat. The three of us have been sitting back here with our eyes closed. Relaxing? No. Waiting. You see, Irma is driving, and we're praying. Hey, wait a minute. Irma's got her eyes closed, too. Irma!
Yes, Jane?
What's the idea of driving with your eyes closed?
Well, in case I go through a red light, I could tell the cop I didn't see it.
Will you please keep your eyes on the road?
All right. Gee, I've been driving such a short time, and I know everything.
You do, huh? What are those two white lines close together down the middle of the highway?
That's for motorcycles.
No, that means you can't cross over.
Yeah, but in some places the line's broken.
You know what that means?
They ran out of paint?
No, chicken. There you can pass.
Oh, why did I ever get this idea of a picnic?
Oh, Jane, you'll have a nice, relaxing day. You need a rest. Now, hold on tight, everybody. I have to step on the gas and go fast.
Why?
I have to get up on that bridge ahead of me with those other cars.
Bridge? Irma, that's a truck carrying 5 new cars.
I wonder why the bridge kept moving.
Chicken, take it easy. You just went through a stop sign.
Please, Irma, we're a little nervous back here. And Mrs. O'Reilly keeps grabbing me because she's afraid we're going to hit another car.
If I'm going to go, I'm going happy.
Al, will you please take the wheel, or shall I take poison?
Okay. Chicken, slow down. I'll take over.
All right. Oh, this is beautiful country. And I want to make some notes describing it for my homework.
Can anybody tell me where we're going?
Jane, I told you, it's not far from here. I saw this place yesterday when I was taking my driving lesson. It's out in the country all by itself, and it's so peaceful and quiet.
All right, let's go.
Well, can't we put the top up? My hair's blowing in all directions.
Yeah, but I don't think we should go back and pick it up.
Eastgate Proving Grounds, Lieutenant Erickson speaking. Oh, yes, Colonel. I see. 154th Regiment will report for attack as scheduled. I see, sir. Repeat the order, sir. The regiment is to take Ridge 54. The target area is encircled with white flags. 0 hour is 3 o'clock. Right, Colonel.
It's 10 to 3. When do we get to this beautiful spot where I'm going to find peace and quiet?
Oh, it's right over there to the right. You'll know it when we get there. There's a lot of little white flags stuck in the ground. I think it used to be a miniature golf course, but I guess I didn't do any business.
There it is, chicken. Right in front of us. I'll pull in here.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Well, everybody out. This should be a day we won't forget.
Well, it is certainly peaceful and quiet here. I bet if you took a nap here, you'd never get up.
And look, Maestro, a daisy. I'm going to see if you love me. He loves me not. He loves me not. He loves me!
No, that's too bad. You picked a loaded daisy.
Well, let's get the food out, huh, chicken? Give me a hand.
You kids do the work, huh? Oh, I just want to lie here and relax.
Go ahead, Janie. Take it easy. Just let Kathleen O'Reilly take care of everything.
You feel peppy, Mrs. O'Reilly, don't you?
Peppy? If I'd any more energy, I'd explode.
I think she did. What was that?
Maybe it was thunder.
Hey, come on. If that's thunder, I don't like the size of the hailstones. Kids, we're being fired upon. Irma, where did you take us? Fort Sumter? Now, take off your shirt and wave to them.
It's not a shirt. It's just sleeves.
Oh. Come on, will you? Don't stand there. Take cover.
Everybody getting back of Mrs. O'Reilly.
They're coming towards us, the whole American army. Hey, you can't do this. We paid our income tax. Oh, look at all those men coming toward us. Stop. Men, stop.
Speak for yourself, Janie.
Hey, what are you people doing here?
Oh, believe it or not, we came for the peace and quiet.
Yeah, fine thing. I bring my friends here and you try to kill us all.
You are not in any danger, miss.
I wasn't?
No, we are using dummy ammunition.
I resent that.
My, you certainly have a lot of fine-looking young soldiers here.
Please, Mrs. O'Reilly, keep away from them. You are what is known as far and beyond the call of duty.
You say you brought all these people here?
That's right.
May I ask you how you knew about this place?
Oh, I have my ways.
Well, I think you all better come along with us. Army intelligence will want to question you.
Oh, no.
All right, that'll be all, Maestro Wunderkind. You may wait in the other room.
Major.
Yes?
I know that when you questioned Mrs. O'Reilly, you found she was completely innocent.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, well, you've been very kind. And to show my appreciation, I'm going to send you a picture of Mrs. O'Reilly.
What did...
You see, someday you'll thank me, really. In case of another war, all you have to do is mail her picture to the enemy, and I guarantee a full retreat.
Will you please wait in the outer office with the rest? Yeah. Now, send in Miss Jane Stacy.
Yes, sir. Janie.
I'm coming.
Miss Stacy,
Yes.
you're an American citizen?
Yes, sir, I am.
And you arrived at the proving grounds quite by accident?
Yes, sir, that's right.
I understand Miss Peterson is your roommate.
Yes.
She seems a little incoherent. Do you think it could be shell shock?
Well, only if the stork that brought her carried a cap pistol. She's been that way ever since I've known her.
Would you please send her in?
Gladly, sir.
We'll have to be on our toes with this one, Lieutenant. The dangerous ones act the screwiest to take you off guard.
Right, Major.
You sent for me?
Yes. Miss Peterson, where were you born?
Minnesota.
What part?
All of me.
No, what city?
No city, it's a farm.
Remember what I told you, Lieutenant.
I'm on guard.
Now, Miss Peterson, what brought you to the proving grounds?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Of course.
A 1929 Essex.
No, why did you come to that particular place?
Well, you see, I had some homework to do for my night school, and Jane had a smoked ham, and we didn't like Miss O'Reilly's potato salad, so my Al was giving me a driving lesson, and that's why we came here.
You know, I talked to a guy who fell out of his plane without his parachute who made more sense than she does. Miss Peterson, what did you say about homework? May I see it?
Nothing doing. Our teacher doesn't like anybody to copy from us.
Miss Peterson, would you please show us any written literature you may have on your person?
I will not.
We may be forced to search you.
You're not frightening anybody. I happen to work for a lawyer, and I know the law. You can't search anybody unless you have a certificate saying this property has been condemned.
Miss Peterson, may we have the papers?
Well, now that I've made my point, yes. But I tell you, it's just my homework.
Well, you let me judge. Places of interest in New York. George Washington Bridge, Holland Tunnel, the Battery.
She names all the vital strategic areas, doesn't she?
She sure does.
What does she say about them?
The George Washington Bridge built to connect New York with New Jersey so the river can't get wider. Holland Tunnel for people who like water but can't swim. The Battery is downtown. Rest of city uses AC and DC. It doesn't make much sense.
Gosh, Jane, they've had chicken in that room for 3 hours now, questioning her. I hope she's all right.
It's not her I'm worried about. It's our army that's in danger. I've seen strong men go in that room and come out nervous wrecks. Of all the places to choose for.
But, Your Highness, I've told you a dozen times. That's my homework.
Stop calling me Your Highness.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Fraulein?
Gesundheit.
Sir, either this woman is amazingly clever or diabolically stupid.
Well, I've sent for this Mr. Clyde, the man she says is her boss. We'll soon find out.
Oh, what about the code? Any luck in breaking it so far?
No, but it's broken several of our best men. Miss Peterson.
Yes, Major.
If you plead guilty, we can be lenient with you. Otherwise, you know the penalty. Hanging.
You couldn't do that if you wanted to.
Why not?
I'm not allowed to be absent from school any more this month.
If this dame is a spy, we ought to hire her. This is the greatest act I've ever seen.
That'll be enough out of you, Colonel.
I'm a lieutenant.
Well, I didn't know you'd been promoted. Now, look, all of you, the potato salad is going to spoil.
Will you please be still?
Well...
Lieutenant, have copies of this code been sent to Army Intelligence, the Pentagon building?
Yes, sir.
Any results?
Yes, sir. They're all trying to join the Navy.
Mr. Clyde is here.
Oh, send him in.
Will you please come in here, Mr. Clyde?
Yes, of course. Miss Peterson, now what have you done?
I just went on a picnic.
She always has simple answers for great tragedies.
Mr. Clyde, this woman is in your employ.
Yes, but I don't understand.
Would you mind looking at these papers?
Not at all. See, George Washington Bridge, suspenders, Holland Tunnel. Battery, AC, and DC. Very good, very good.
What do you mean, very good?
Well, I've been her boss for 6 years now. This is the best work I've seen her do.
An Armed Forces recording of My Friend Irma starring Marie Wilson. It was originally broadcast on CBS at 9:30 Eastern Time on Tuesday, May 12th, 1953, 71 years ago today. In a moment, we'll take a look at the news from that Tuesday, 71 years ago, as Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-515-6302. 800-515-6302. 800-515-6302. That's 800-515-6302.
This is Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox, and we continue our look at the day 71 years ago today, Tuesday, May 12th, 1953. In the newspapers of that Tuesday, 71 years ago, here are some of the headlines. Defense Secretary Charles E. Wilson disclosed plans to slash monthly draft calls by 50% and to cut the projected strength of the armed forces by at least 291,000 men. Wilson also told the House Military Appropriations Subcommittee 19 wings have been chopped off the Air Force strength provided by former President Truman's budget for the new fiscal year 1954, which starts July 1st. Prime Minister Winston Churchill called yesterday for an early meeting of world leaders, which he hoped might bring a generation of peace. Such a meeting on the highest level would include himself, President Eisenhower, Soviet Premier Georgy Malakov, and presumably French Premier René Mayer. Churchill's dramatic call for a meeting came without long delay in a major foreign policy speech before a cheering House of Commons, whose visitors included the ambassadors of 21 nations. The Allies today charged the Reds with disregarding vital questions on the communist 8-point prisoner of war proposal and called for some answers as soon as possible. Lieutenant General William K. Harrison, Jr., senior Allied delegate, said the communist negotiators had unilaterally declared no problem exists if a post-armistice political conference fails to decide the fate of prisoners refusing to return to communist rule. A Great Lakes freighter loaded with iron ore sank in 600 feet of water in a violent Lake Superior storm early yesterday. 9 of 31 crewmen were reported dead, 5 others unaccounted for. At least 34 people killed and more than 400 injured late yesterday when a pair of tornadoes crashed with deadly fury on 2 widely separated Texas cities. Estimates of the dead in Waco range from 26 to 44. The city's civil defense chief, Jim Meredith, said the toll might rise to more than 100 dead, 26 definitely known to be dead. About 300 were injured, growing hour by hour. 8 killed at San Angelo, and more than 100 injured when another tornado slashed through a residential section of the city 200 miles west of Waco just 2 hours before the Waco storm. 7 Americans who had been interned in North Korea since the start of the war arrived in Moscow yesterday by Trans-Siberian Railway. They looked healthy and reported they felt fine. The internees were William Booth, a Catholic missionary, Louis Idans, a former civilian employee of the State Department, and 5 Methodist missionaries. An American plane was waiting for them, and the internees will be flown to Berlin tomorrow en route to the United States. And those some of the day's top news stories, as reported in the newspapers of Tuesday, May 12th, 1953, 71 years ago. Oh, Roger Miles followed his wife to the hospital yesterday from Lynn, Massachusetts. He suffered first and second-degree burns. He fell asleep smoking in a chair. His wife got there 2 weeks ago the same way. She fell asleep in a chair smoking a cigarette. All righty. Coming up next, we'll have Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and their guest Joanna Drew, and a sketch about medicine and television.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now. At Insight Mental Health and Wellness, we help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We will help you use your insurance to get away from it all, to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment, so you can recharge yourself. And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now.
800-281-8944. 800-281-8944. 800-281-8944. That's 800-281-8944.
And we wrap up our look at this date 71 years ago, May 12th, 1953. We listened to My Friend Irma earlier, which aired at 9:30 on CBS. Let's go up a half hour, and 9 o'clock on NBC Eastern Time, with episode of the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show, and their guest, screen star Joanna Drew.
Transcribed.
Is it time for us to go on yet?
Now, just a second, Jerry. Wait till I finish my Chesterfield.
Regular?
No, king size. Why?
Well, in that case, I'll have to wait over a fifth longer for you.
Which means the Chesterfield, first cigarette with premium quality in both regular and king size, brings you the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show.
Chesterfield is best for you, much milder, better tasting too. They're today's best cigarette buy.
Come on, smokers, why don't you try
Chesterfield,
best for you.
Chesterfield, best for you. Regular, king size, either way. Make it Chesterfield today.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring you our master of ceremonies, Dean Martin.
Thank you. Hi there, everybody. Well, it's my favorite night of the week again, the night when we unwrap another regular and king-size show for Chesterfield. While my partner Jerry is working his way out of his mink-lined straitjacket, wild horses couldn't keep me from singing Wild Horses. Hitch 'em up, Rich.
It would take more than a pack of wild horses pulling your wagon to keep you from me. It would take more than superior forces, even a dragon, to keep you from me. You can make fools out of other good guessers, put them in blinkers, I know where they'd be. It would take schools of the finest professors, using the thinkers to keep you from me. What a sight you are, how bright you are, you glow. take that sight away, and right away I'd go. Straight to your door over obstacle courses. Maybe I'm bragging, but surely you'd see it would take more than a pack of wild horses pulling your wagon to keep you from me. Nothing can keep you from me. Take more than a pack of wild horses pulling your wagon to keep you from me. It would take more than superior forces, even a dragon, to keep you from me. Nothing can keep you from me. Nothing can keep you from me.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have an announcement to make. We've had quite a few requests from people all over the country for pictures of Jerry and myself. And so I'd like to tell all you people who want pictures, there's only one thing to do.
Send us a camera and we'll take some.
It's Jerry Lewis. Now, Jerry, about those pictures. What are you laughing at, Jerry?
A riddle I made up this morning.
Why are you laughing now?
I just got it.
Oh. It must be a real comical one.
Oh, indeed it is. Here's the riddle. Dean?
Yes?
What's the difference?
Jerry, didn't you leave something out?
Oh, yeah. What's the difference between?
Between what?
Oh, no, you don't, Dean Martin. I don't give any hints.
Well, you got to give me at least one hint.
All righty, Dean. What's the difference between a piano?
What's the difference between a piano? Now, that's idiotic.
No, but you're warm.
Jerry, you're crazy.
You guessed it.
Look, Jerry, I'll give you an example of a real riddle. Are you ready?
Gee, that's a tough one.
I didn't start yet, Jerry.
Oh, Dean. I wish you'd teach me how to be a funny storyteller. When I go to the parties, the only way I can entertain is to play the piano.
Well, it's always nice to have somebody at a party who can play the piano.
Yeah, but after a couple hours of playing, my toes get tired.
Oh. Jerry, you play the piano with your toes? What do you do with your fingers?
Stick them in my ears. I can't stand my playing.
Jerry, storytelling calls for a certain talent. In other words, storytellers are born.
Then it should be easy for me. I was born.
Naturally.
Of course, who's born with clothes on?
Okay, you were born.
And I remember it so well, Dean. It was a long time ago on a Monday night. No, it was a Wednesday night. On second thought, it was a Thursday night.
Oh, who cares? Maybe you were born on a Tuesday night.
Now, that's ridiculous, isn't it, Dean? You know on Tuesday nights I'm always broadcasting.
That's right. I keep forgetting.
Of course, I could have been born transcribed, though.
Oh, Jerry.
To be released at a more convenient time.
Jerry. Now, Jerry, the best way to be a good storyteller is to talk about strange or funny things that happened to you.
You mean like the time I was drinking a malt at the game weight and somebody slapped me on the back?
That's a funny experience.
Sure was. It took 3 men to pull me out of the straw.
Jerry? It's okay to exaggerate a little. Oh, but don't overdo it.
Then maybe I can tell about the strange experience I had last year when I went to Europe on a Normandy.
Jerry, the Normandy sank 10 years ago.
And I better make it another boat.
Yeah. Exactly, Jerry. When you tell the story of something that happens to you, you're supposed to tell the truth.
I'm coming to that part.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Well, I boarded the boat in New York, and it took me 5 days to get to Europe, and 30 seconds to fly back.
5 days to get there and only 30 seconds to fly back. Now, that's impossible.
No, not when your suspenders are caught on a dock.
And this is the truth?
I've got witnesses.
What witnesses?
My bare legs.
That's all well and good, Germ, but the legs can't talk.
Oh, they can so, too. I've seen Betty Grable's, and I get the message.
years ahead of them all.
Chesterfield is years ahead of them all.
The quality contrast between Chesterfield and other leading brands is a revealing story.
Recent chemical analyses give an index of good quality for the country's 6 leading cigarette brands. The index of good quality table, which is a ratio of high sugar to low nicotine, shows Chesterfield quality highest.
Chesterfield quality highest.
15% higher than its nearest competitor.
Chesterfield quality highest.
31% higher than the average of the 5 other leading brands.
Yes, Chesterfield is first with premium quality in both regular and king size.
Don't you want to try a cigarette with a record like this? Chesterfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce a brand new song for its debut on the air. And by the way, I happen to be related to this new number because it was written by none other than that very talented piano player of ours, Mr. Lou Brown. It's called The Time Is Now.
The time is now, why must we wait? Tomorrow's dawn may be too late. So come to me, my love, and be my love. The time is now. Forget the past. The sands of time are falling fast. So hold me tight, my love. This is our night, my love. The world will whirl around until your warm embrace makes time stand still. We never know what lies ahead. The far horizon glows with red. The stars are gone, my love. Hold back the dawn, my love. The time is now, and from now on. Never know what lies ahead. The far horizon glows with red. The stars are gone, my love. Hold back the dawn, my love. The time is now. And from now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it becomes my extremely pleasant task to introduce our guest. Tonight we've invited...
Dean, the fatal time has come. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Oh, Jerry, stop. What makes you think you're gonna die?
I just broke my lifetime pen.
Oh. Oh, please, Jerry. Please. I'm trying to make an introduction here. I'm making an introduction, Jerry. Our guest is every man's dream come true. Her complexion looks like it was kissed by moondrops.
Oh, the cruel unfairness of it all. Never to see a girl again. Never to kiss a girl again.
Oh, Jerry.
And just when I was learning to use both lips.
Jerry, since you're convinced you're going to die and never see a girl again, your last look is going to be terrific. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a chance for you also to help us welcome the beautiful, charming, and exciting star, Miss Joanne Drew. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanne
Thank you, Dean.
Nice to see you, Joanne.
Say, what's with Jerry? He has such a strange expression on his strange face.
Miss Drew, this is no time for levity. My days are numbered.
Jerry, you're mistaken about all this.
No, I'm not. The symptoms are all too evident. Too evident. All day long I've been seeing black spots and white spots in front of my eyes.
Oh, my goodness, didn't you see a doctor?
No, just black spots and white spots.
Jerry, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Just look at my skin. It's the color of the cement in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Well, so what? Lots of people have skin the color of the cement in front of Grauman's.
With footprints in it?
Jerry, I got an idea. Why don't you go out to your uncle's ranch in Montana?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I'll bet it's really invigorating out there. They say the air in Montana is so intoxicating. When you breathe it, it's like breathing wine.
Oh, no wonder my uncle joined Air Anonymous.
Jerry, on the ranch, you can get lots of fresh milk.
That's right, and milk builds bones.
Then how come cows are so flabby?
No, Jerry, milk is full of vitamins.
Vitamins?
Yes. A, B, C, D, E.
She can't even spell vitamins.
It will also help that sallow complexion of yours.
Now look what milk has done for my skin. Every morning I take a milk bath.
Last time I was at the ranch, I took milk showers.
That's ridiculous. How could you take milk showers?
Tall cows.
Believe me, Jerry, the thing for you to do is spend a few weeks on your uncle's ranch.
Oh, I can't go back there. My uncle hates me. At breakfast, he used to take a knife and fork and try to cut up my pancakes for me.
Well, Jerry, if he tried to cut up your pancakes, that shows he likes you.
After I ate them?
No. Well, since you're not welcome at the ranch, the best thing for you to do is take it easy. Stop running around nights. Stay home and watch television.
You'll find it very relaxing, Jerry.
Oh, I do enjoy television, especially on cold, wintry nights.
Oh, then you do watch it.
No, I warm my feet on the tubes.
What you ought to do, Jerry, is climb into your Snuggies and watch the Late, Late, Late Show.
That's not for me. I saw a movie on TV last night. Believe me, I was disgusted.
Disgusted?
Just when the commercials started to get interesting, some wise guy interrupted with a picture.
Well, of course, there are very few activities without commercials nowadays. If this isn't controlled, I can imagine what'll happen.
You don't have to imagine, Joni. That's what our play is about tonight. Fenneman, come here and take over.
Right, Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, almost everything today is sponsored. Thank heaven. And so tonight, we'd like to show you what might conceivably happen during an operation in a hospital if it, too, were commercially sponsored.
Well, we're all set for the operation. Is my assistant ready?
Yes, doctor.
Very well. Forceps.
Forceps.
Suture.
Suture.
Fine, now I'm ready to carve.
Doctor, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, yes. Patient.
Yeah.
Where's the patient?
Here I am. Oh, doctor, I'm so frightened. This is my first operation.
Then we're all even. This is my first, too.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's just kidding, ma'am. If you want to find out how successful Dr. Lewis has been, contact his last patient.
Yes, just write to Sam Fromkis, Box 42.
Box 42?
Forest Lawn, California.
And now, for the incision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first 3 inches of this incision are brought to you by the makers of Gloppo Hair Tonic. The hair tonic that doesn't pour, it glops. Now a word from one of our satisfied movie stars, Mr. Cary Grunt.
Gloppo Hair Tonic grows hair faster than anything I've ever tried. I bought a bottle of Gloppo Hair Tonic, pulled the cork out with my teeth, and the next morning I had a mustache on my tongue.
And now, back to our operation.
I'll be sawing you in all the old familiar places. Clamps, scalpel, blindfold.
Doctor, is the blindfold for me?
No, for me. I can't stand the sight of blood. And now I must hurry with the operation. I'm double parked. Cruising down the liver on a Sunday.
We interrupt to bring you a message from another one of our co-sponsors, the manufacturers of Burr Food Freezers. And here's a word from the president of the Burr Food Freezer Company.
Evening, friends. My name is Harold J. Burr. Now, if you purchase one of our food freezers, we will stock it for you absolutely free with the following items. 300 pounds of choice lizard gizzards. 200 pounds of frog's legs taken from frogs who walk on their hands. And 12 dozen kangaroo patties individually wrapped in their own pouches. Also, 3 1/4 miles of giraffe neck. And as an added inducement to all you cannibal kitties in Africa, 2 dozen frozen explorers on a stick.
As a free gift from the Burr Food Freezer Company, the first 3 million ladies who call in will receive absolutely free a beautiful hand-stitched parachute harness.
If you live in the Hollywood area, the number to call is Granite 647-9893-6219483. I repeat, that number is wet to 620-059. Now, don't forget, folks, if you'd like some information about our freezer, call Citrus 1357.
If you live in Egypt, the number to call is Sand Dune 164.
In Germany, the number is Gesundheit von 367.
And in Switzerland, it's Alp 2134.
And now, back to our operation.
Doctor, all the lights went out in the operating room.
Quick, Dr. Martin, get me a candle.
But, Doc, you can't operate with a candle.
Yes, I can. Get me one with a sharp wick.
Oh. Hey, Dr. Lewis, the patient is getting violent. It took 3 of us to take her temperature.
3?
Yeah, 2 to hold her mouth open and 1 to pull the thermometer off the wall.
Let me see that thermometer. Complications have set in.
What am I suffering from?
A rare case of snow followed by rain.
You should have given her an injection of penicillin.
We're all out of penicillin. I gave her the next best thing.
What's that?
A shot of moldy bread. Isn't that quick thinking?
Dr. Lewis. Dr. Lewis, when I come out of this, can I have a private room?
No. Is that clear? We're very crowded in this hospital. I'll have to put you in with 8 other women.
You mean 8 in a room?
No, 8 in a bed. Now I must continue with the operation.
Folks, we'll get back to our operation after a brief message from another one of our sponsors. The biggest used car dealers in Southern California, the Smiling Schmoes.
Evening, friends. I'm Sam Smiling.
And I'm Irving Schmo. We have 3,000 fine used cars for you on a lot 9 feet by 12.
9 feet by 12?
That's right, we pile them on top of each other.
Oh, we can sell our cars cheaper than anybody else for one simple reason. They're stolen.
Well, here we are. Here we have a real clean 1904 Super Deluxe Snark. This is an ideal transportation car. You can always take it to work if you live around the corner.
It has chrome wheels, chrome bumpers, chrome fenders. As a matter of fact, this is the chromiest car you've ever seen.
And this car is only $1,200 down. That's not dollars, that's speed. It fell into a coal mine.
And now, back for the conclusion of our operation.
Ready to continue, Doc?
Yes. Oh, give me something to dismember you by.
Doctor, please stop. Tell me, Doctor, after the operation, will the scars show?
Honey, that depends on you.
Don't worry, miss. The last patient the doctor had was a fan dancer.
Yeah, and she wanted the scar where it wouldn't show.
Well, what did you do, Doctor?
I operated on her sister.
Chesterfield is best for you. Listen to Chesterfield's record.
For a full year and 2 months, a doctor has been making regular examinations of a group of Chesterfield smokers, and he reports no adverse effects to the nose, throat, and sinuses from smoking Chesterfields.
Don't you want to try a cigarette with a record like this? Chesterfield, first with premium quality in both regular and king size. Chesterfield, first choice with Young America. And that's from a survey of 274 colleges and universities. Try Chesterfields today. Remember, Chesterfield is America's best cigarette buy.
You know, friends, Jerry and I feel that we owe a sincere vote of thanks to all you wonderful people who have visited your neighborhood theaters to see our latest picture, The Stooge. Believe us, you're tops in our books. And now here's a song that's tops in our books.
Not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Wait along. I do not know what fate awaits me. I only know I must be brave, and I must face a man who hates me, or lie a coward, a craven coward, or lie a coward in my grave. Oh, to be torn twixt love and duty, supposing I lose my fair hair beauty. Look at that big hand move along, nearer and high noon. He made a vow while in state's prison, vowed it would be my life for his, and I'm not afraid of death, but oh, what will I do if you leave me? Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Made that promise as a bride. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Oh, although you're grieving, don't think of leaving, now that I need you by my side. Wait along, wait along, wait along.
You really sang that beautifully, Dean.
Oh, thanks, Joni.
Jerry, How come you don't do any singing on this program?
Oh, I used to, but I can't anymore because of my condition. I have an upside-down stomach.
Well, that's terrible, Jerry. How did you ever get an upside-down stomach?
My singing turned it.
Jerry. Jerry. No slight intended, but I think it's time for me to be leaving now.
Sorry to see you go, but sure glad you could be here, Joanne.
Yes, Miss Drew, you certainly made our night brighter.
Thanks, it was great fun. Good night, Dean and Jerry.
Good night, Joanne.
Good night, Joanne.
Wow.
Friends, Dean and I really appreciate hearing from you smokers who have taken our advice and changed to milder Chesterfields.
It's good to know you agree with what we've been saying. Regular or king size, Chesterfield is best for you.
You folks who haven't tried them yet, pick up a carton. They really are mild, and they taste great. You'll like Chesterfield.
So until next week, this is Dean Martin.
And this is Jerry Lewis saying
good night, everybody.
From Hollywood, you've just heard transcribed the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show. Produced and directed by Dick Mack. Written by Arthur Phillips and Austin Kalish. With music prepared and conducted by Dick Stabile. And this is George Fenneman reminding you to listen to Chesterfield's award-winning show Dragnet Sunday night on the same NBC station.
Now, new Fatima has the tip for your lips. Fatima tips of perfect cork. King size for natural filtering. Fatima quality for a much better flavor and aroma. So remember, new Fatima has the tip for your lips. Fatima. See how smooth they are.
Remember, Fatima is made by the makers of Chesterfield, Liggett and Myers, one of tobacco's most respected names.
Tonight, visit Fibber McGee and Molly on NBC.
You gotta admit, a very funny episode of the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show. A little information about Joanna Drew. She was the elder sister of Peter Marshall, the original host of the Hollywood Squares. She married popular vocalist and actor Dick Haymes in 1941. They had 3 children. They were divorced in 1949. And then Drew married her co-star in both Red River and All the King's Men, John Ireland, less than a month later. They were divorced then in 1957. No children from that marriage or her following 2 marriages. Drew really did lots of supporting work in Red River. She wore a yellow ribbon. All the King's Men and Wagon Master. She was in those John Ford productions. And a well-received performance in the dramatic film, as we said, All the King's Men. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1949 and did just a lot of shows. She was mostly in television by the end of the 50s, frequently Babes Hootin' on the 60-61 ABC situation comedy Guestward Ho! And she did some other things. She did get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for her work in television. And just to let you know, she passed away in 1996 in L.A., 74, from a respiratory ailment that developed from lymphemia, a result of chemotherapy she had received over her lifetime. So, there you go. The story of Joanne Drew, the guest today on the Dean Martin Jerry Lewis Show, actually 71 years ago today. And that wraps up our look at this date some 71 years ago. Coming up tomorrow on the program, we'll have more comedy with My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball, Jack Benny. Yeah, I know Jack should be on today because it was always Sunday night at 7, you know. But we'll also have a Fibber McGee and Molly show from 1947, George and Gracie from 1948, and another episode of Claudia. Coming up next, Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve on Classic Radio Theater with me, Wyatt Cox.
We We are the vocal parents of the local PTA. We're gathered here because we fear that 10 years from today, the younger generation of a growing population will look to us for leadership, will look at us and say, we have no alma maters, with or without swimming pools. We have no alma maters, because we have no schools.
Our children are growing faster than our schools. And 10 years from today, conditions may become desperate unless we do something about it now. If you'd like to do something constructive about it now, write to Better Schools, 9 East 40th Street, New York 16, New York.
We can have the schools we need 10 years from today.
I have had some people say, why do you talk so much on the show? I'm never going to listen to your podcast again. Part of the reason we do what we do on this show is that we try to put everything in historical context. And that's what we do when we do the news, when we have shows from the same day, when we do programs and talk about Joanna Drew and her history. Joanne's pretty well forgotten. I mean, I'll admit I had forgotten Joanne Drew until I looked and said, oh, yes, she did this and this and this. And we talk about things and give the remembrances and background on these shows. Very easy just to hear the shows, if that's all you want to hear. But if you want to learn about what the shows dealt with and what they mean, that's what we do on this podcast. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And now we go to Summerfield and find out what's going on in the life of the water commissioner, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, the Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Peary, 78 years ago today, May 12th, 1946.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Peary, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of a complete line of famous quality food products.
Mr. Gildersleeve, what can I do for you this pleasant afternoon?
I don't know, Peavy. I'm willing to consider anything.
Just drop in for a little conversation, did you?
I suppose I did.
Well, anything to oblige a customer. I see Truman has taken a firm stand on a pretty big question.
Oh? What's that?
Reckless driving. He's against it.
I don't think I feel like talking politics, Peavy.
All right. It's fairly warm for this time of year, don't you think so?
I feel chilly.
Well, it gets chillier in the evening.
Last night it was so hot I couldn't sleep.
Well, last night was warm.
Confounded, Peavy, all you do is agree with me.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Yes, you do. You've had the weather hot, cold, warm, and chilly in the last 2 minutes.
Well, you asked for it. That's conversation.
Then let's skip it. I'm sorry, Peavy. I don't mean to be disagreeable. It's just that I've had some...
Good afternoon, Mr. Peavy. Have you got my prescription?
Leila.
Why, hello, Throckmorton. I didn't recognize you from the back.
Yeah, it's me. How have you been?
I've been just fine, thank you. Mr. Peavy, have you got my prescription ready?
All wrapped up, Mrs. Ransom. Here you are. That'll be $1.50 and 5 cents for the governor.
Here, Peavy. Take it out of this.
Oh, no, Throckmorton. I can't let you.
Take it out of the 5, Peavy.
No, please. I've got the exact amount right here.
But, Leila, if I want to buy you a present...
Thank you, Mrs. Ransom, and call again.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Leila, wait a minute. Are you busy this evening?
I'm afraid I am, Throckmorton.
Well, I mean anything special. I thought maybe we could go out to dinner or something.
I'm sorry. I'm having company for dinner, and I expect to be busy all evening.
Oh. Well, how would it be if I dropped over for a while? After dinner, of course.
I don't believe that would work out very well.
But if you're just having company, what difference would one more make?
2's company, Throckmorton. 3 is a crowd. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Peavy.
Leila, can I take you home?
I have an escort, thank you.
Peavy, do me a favor, will you? Look out the window and tell me who she's with.
Well, I don't like to spy on a customer, Mr. Gildersleeve.
This isn't spying, Peavy. I'd look myself, only I don't want her to see me. Hurry up.
Well, there he is. Young fellow.
Does he look like a newspaper man?
Hard to tell with his hat on. He must have cracked a joke. She's laughing.
Oh, that's him, all right.
Oh, my.
Peavy, what happened?
Oh, I don't think I'd better tell you, Mr. Gildersleeve. But he's on pretty easy terms with her.
Say no more, Peavy.
Gosh, Unc, you're quiet tonight. What's the matter?
I'm not usually noisy at meals, my boy.
No, but you generally holler at me a few times about something. You never even noticed I had 2 helpings of ice cream.
I noticed, but I let it go. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking I don't notice.
More coffee, Unky?
No, thank you, Marjorie.
What's the matter? Don't you feel well?
I feel all right.
Mr. Gildersleeve, do you mind if I clear the table now all but the coffee? I'd like to go downtown for a little while, if it's all right.
Go ahead, Bertie. Leroy will help you. Help Bertie get this stuff out of the kitchen, Leroy.
Okay. Bertie's a good kid. Bertie's my pal.
What's going on downtown, Bertie?
A friend is taking me to a dance at the church.
Somebody new, Bertie?
Oh, no, just one of my old reliables.
Good old Bertie.
Gangway, Bertie, I got a tray load.
My goodness, Leroy, I'm gassing and you're doing all my work.
Oh, think nothing of it, Bertie. Cake in my lunchbox tomorrow.
Leroy, we don't charge for favors.
Who's charging? I do her a favor, and she does me a favor. Gangway, coming through.
Careful. Watch him, Bertie. He's got too much on that tray.
Just put it down by the sink, Leroy.
Okay.
Oop. Well, only one.
I better get out there and clean it up. Miss Marjorie, could you do me a favor?
Sure, Bertie.
Oh, well, never mind. I can take care of it tomorrow.
Well, I'll do it. What is it?
I borrowed a mixing bowl from Miss Ransom yesterday, and I forgot to
I'll take it, Bertie. Where is it?
Ain't no hurry, Mr. Gildersleeve. I don't suppose she needs it.
Of course she does, or at least she might.
Don't worry about it, Unky. I'll take it over.
I'll take it. And now, where is it, Bertie?
My goodness, if I'd known I was going to make all this stuff.
No trouble, Bertie. No trouble at all. See, all the shades are down. Well, no reason for me to feel like a criminal. I'm here on a legitimate errand. Hello, Leila. Guess who?
Throckmorton.
Yeah, that's right. Bertie asked me to return this mixing bowl she borrowed yesterday.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have bothered, really.
No bother. Glad to do it.
Well, I'll take it and thank you.
You better let me take it right out of the kitchen, then you won't drop it.
Well, pardon me.
I'll just put it in... Oh, company. Still eating?
We're having our coffee.
Well, I can't stay, but I might just have one cup with you.
Well, really?
I don't believe I've met this gentleman, Leila.
No, you haven't.
Oh? Well,
Mark, this is Mr. Gildersleeve, my next-door neighbor. This is Mark Wade.
Well, glad to meet you.
How are you?
I hope you don't mind my barging in like this. Leila and I run in and out of each other's houses at all hours.
That's quite an exaggeration. Shall we go into the parlor?
Coffee all gone?
It's cold, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, in that case. After you, Mr. Wade.
Come on, Mark.
After you, Lilac.
Oh, you.
What'd he call you, Leila?
Mark calls me Lilac. He says I'll lie like anything.
Pretty good. Can you make a joke out of my name, Mr. Wade?
I didn't catch your name.
Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Let's go into the parlor.
Well, shall we sit down?
Oh, sure. You want to sit on my lap, Sugar, or would you rather sit on Mr. Gildersleeve?
Mark, you're terrible. I'm going to sit right here, and you boys can sit together on the sofa.
I'll stand up for a while.
Then I'll take the sofa.
Have a stick of gum, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I don't chew, thanks, especially when ladies are present.
Well, maybe the lady will put you at your ease. Have a chaw, Lilac?
Thank you. You can see how Mark has corrupted me, Throckmorton.
Yes. I understand you're a newspaper man, Mr. Wade.
That's right. A scribe, a news hound, a gentleman of the press. Rip out the front page. A lady shot her husband. Put it back. It's only a flesh wound.
Oh, didn't I tell you he was a scream, Throckmorton?
Scream is right. Why don't you tell us some fascinating stories about your newspaper adventures, Mr. Wade?
I'm saving all that stuff from my memoirs through darkest journalism with gum and camera.
Oh, Mark, how awful.
What'd he say?
Oh, never mind.
Lilac, baby, we're going to have a little music or not? Huh?
Well, I don't know if this is just the time for it.
If you want a little music, I'd be glad to sing.
Mark just likes me to play for him.
Oh.
Play for me, Lilac, if your friend doesn't mind.
Go ahead.
Play our song, Sugar.
You want me to?
Go ahead.
Our songs.
Just picture a penthouse way up in the sky. Da 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 da. When we're alone. Da 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 dee da 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 dee. When we're alone.
Pretty song, isn't it, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I've heard it sung better.
Oh, yeah? Da 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 dee. When we're alone. But we're not alone, are we, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Do you want to fight?
Throckmorton!
Does your friend want to fight?
For money, marbles, or chalk?
Huh?
I promised my mother I'd never fight for free.
You step outside for a minute, you big smart aleck, and I'll knock...
Throckmorton, Mark. Now you boys stop this instant. I'm ashamed of both of you.
Well, he started it. He insulted me.
Apologize, both of you. Come on, Mark. I insist.
Mr. Gildersleeve, if I have unwittingly offended you, it was intentional.
Huh?
Go on, Throckmorton. It's your turn.
I won't.
Throckmorton, you're a guest in my house under rather unusual circumstances.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's better. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play gin rummy. It's lots of fun. Mark, will you help me get the card table? It's right here in the hall.
I'll help you, Leila.
I'm already on the job, pal.
Nuts. Wonder what they're doing now. By George, I'll go and see.
Listen, Sugar, when can we shake your fat friend?
Oh?
Hush, Mark. He'll go home soon.
Oh, so it's that way, is it? Evidently, I'm not wanted around here. Well, I can take a hint. Good night, you silly people.
These are times when a homemaker feels she's in luck when she has some leftovers in the refrigerator. And it's double luck if you also have a package of Kraft smooth-melting cheese food, Velveeta. For then, with Velveeta's rich cheese sauce, you can transform leftover vegetables, chicken, veal, seafood, or ham into another grand main dish. Now, here's how you make the cheese sauce with dependable Velveeta. Simply melt the Velveeta in the top of a double boiler. Then stir in 1/3 cup of milk. If you wish, season that smooth golden sauce with cayenne or Worcestershire. Pour it on the hot leftovers and listen to the compliments. Listen with special pleasure because you know that nutritious Velveeta is giving the family fine protein, milk minerals, food energy, vitamin A, and riboflavin. At the food store, keep your eye open for genuine Velveeta, the cheese food you can depend on to melt smooth, add delicious flavor, and important food value.
Wonder what Leila's doing over there now. Holding hands with that guy, probably. Confound it, I can't just sit here. If anybody wants me, I'll be at the Jolly Boy.
Poor Gildersleeve. Poor, unhappy Gildersleeve. Outwitted and outclassed, spurned by the one he loves, he can only imagine what goes on next door. But you and I, through the magic of radio, we can eavesdrop a little. And to tell the truth, Gildersleeve is not far wrong.
Pardon me, madam. Is this seat taken? Oh, no, don't stop. Just move over a little.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Oh, I'm the guy you're in love with, remember? Or do you? One meets so many.
Mark, you don't really believe the things you say. All those cynical remarks. That's not the real you.
We all wear a mask.
Oh, but underneath there's something finer. I can tell it just as plain.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. That's Shakespeare. Here I go getting literary again. Play, Leila. If music be the food of love, play on. By the way, did I remember to tell you I adore you?
Tell me again.
Someday I'll write a novel. You'll be in it.
Will I?
I'll sell it to the movies for $1 million.
Oh, you will. I know you will. I have great faith in your writing, Mark. You must have faith in it, too.
And with $1 million, let me see. Do you like hot dogs?
Love them.
I'll buy $1 million worth of hot dogs.
Silly.
That's a good one, Floyd.
I would just like to say this, gentlemen. If a member can't come down here and spend an evening at this club without having remarks made about him...
Oh, now, Commissioner, don't be a sore head.
Lloyd intended no harm, Gilder, and no disrespect to either you or Leila.
Just a little joke?
Yeah, wasn't it, Floyd? Just a little joke. Yeah.
Sure it was. What's the matter? Can't you take a little joke?
Floyd made a remark.
Remark my eye. I'll leave it a peavy here if it was a remark.
Well, now,
I don't say it was the funniest joke in the world. I'd say it was a joke.
Floyd made a remark about a fellow member, and unless he apologizes...
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, don't you think you're being just a little touchy?
I do not.
Well, if you don't think so.
Either Floyd apologizes or I go home.
Apologize for what? I ain't done nothing. What does a guy have to do to crack jokes around here? Get a license?
Well, now, Floyd, why don't you just apologize and put an end to all this? Come on, be a good fellow.
Well, why don't he be a good fellow?
I take it you refuse to apologize.
That I do.
Now, Floyd, I don't think that attitude is going to be helpful.
Well, who's trying to be helpful? Stop shoving me, Peeve.
I'm not shoving you, Floyd. I'm just trying to reason with you.
Well, reason with him.
Anyone else going home? Judge?
Well, it is getting a little late. I think I'll be running along too, boys. Good night, Peavy. Good night, Floyd.
Good night, Judge.
Good night.
Good night, Peavy.
No, Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve. Hope you feel better.
Come along then, Judge.
Good night, sore head.
You know, Gildy, I think you went a little far there tonight.
I don't care to discuss it.
Well, you did. Can I drive you home?
No thanks, Judge. Think I'll walk. Think it will do me good.
Well, you're the doctor. Good night, then.
Night. What's the matter with me, anyway? Getting into fights with everybody? My friends, even. Who do you think you're fooling? You know what's the matter with you. Why didn't you marry her when you could? Always putting things off. Never can make up your mind. Now this young fella comes in and cuts you out. Well, what if he is a little younger? What has he got that I haven't got? What have I got that he hasn't got? Well, I know one thing he hasn't got. Money. Yes, by George, I can offer her more than he can. Newspaper man. Ha! Probably makes about $30 a week. Come on, ante up, son. No, by George, I'm not licked yet. Gildersleeve doesn't give up in a fight. I may stall around, but once my mind is made up, why, I should have done this years ago.
You know what you are? You're a portrait by Titian.
Me?
You're the sunset on the Grand Canal in Venice.
You're just saying that to be nice.
You're the laughter of little children rolling their hoops in Bois de Boulogne. You're the sound of French taxicabs honking their horns in Paris.
Don't stand there listening, Leroy.
Who's listening?
Well, go do something. Hello, Bessie? This is Mr. Gildersleeve, Bessie. Excuse me. Leroy, go away. Bessie, I may be a little late to the office. If a package arrives for me from the jeweler's, put it in the safe. Never mind, just put it in the safe. Now, let me see. The ring, the license, tickets. Better call about the tickets. Leroy, confound it, I told you to go away.
Go where? Where is there to go?
Go to school, go anywhere, but don't hang around here.
I don't see you making Marge go away.
Marjorie, you here?
I'm not listening.
Nuts. A man has no more privacy in this house.
Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie, what is it?
Dr. Needham phoned a little while ago.
Oh, yes. Dr. Needham. Did he say anything, Bertie?
He said he found he was going to have to be out this morning on church business, but if you'd care to come over and talk to him this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Well, what are you all standing around staring at me for?
Nothing.
Come here, my boy. You too, my dear. Sit down, both of you. Don't go, Bertie. This concerns you, too.
Yes, sir?
Marjorie? Leroy? I wouldn't be surprised if your old uncle had some news for you shortly. Yes, sir? I may have some news. So don't be surprised if you hear some news. Well, aren't you going to say anything?
What kind of news, Uncle Mort?
Ah, that's a secret.
Oh, brother, here we go again.
Mark,
Yes?
you seem different tonight somehow.
Well, I'm getting kind of tired of that piece. Do you know any others?
Tired of our song?
Well, not tired exactly, but I'd like to hear something else.
Mark, what is it? Tell me.
Well, I don't know if this is the time, but, well, you're a swell girl, Leila, and I wish you every happiness.
Well,
Well, I'm no good, Leila. I'm no good for you.
Mark, you mustn't say that.
Well, it's true. You shouldn't have anything to do with me. I'm just a newspaper man, and you know newspaper men. Here today and gone tomorrow.
But that's what I love about
No. What you ought to do is settle down and marry some nice guy. Somebody dependable. That fella next door, maybe. What if he is a little fat?
Mark, there's something you're not telling me. What is it?
I've got a job in Newark.
In Newark?
On the ledger.
Well,
Well, you know what we said, Leila. No strings, no obligations. Free as the birds, both of us. You remember that?
I certainly never thought you meant it.
Now, don't you worry. You'll get married one of these days. You'll get married.
When I do, it will be to a gentleman.
Oh, that's the trouble with women. Always recriminations. Always a lot of fuss. Why can't we just be charming about this? No goodbyes and no regrets. That's the way. Now, I'll tell you what you do. You sit down at the piano there and play that piece you play, and I'll just tiptoe out and close the door so as not to spoil the memory. What do you say?
I don't care whether you tiptoe or not. Just be sure you close the door.
I don't care if he's sitting right there. I'll walk in there and I'll put it to her straight. I'll say to her, Leila, I'm going to ask you to give me just 5 minutes of your time. I've got something I want to ask you. Will you marry me? Not next month or next week, but right now. I've got the ring, I've got the license, and I've got Dr. Needham where I can lay my hands on him. That's my proposition. Take it or leave it. If that smart Alex says anything, I'll tell him to shut up. I will, too. It's him or me.
Throckmorton!
Leila, I'm going to ask you to give me just 5 minutes of your time. There's something I want to ask you.
Why, of course, but come in, won't you?
Thanks.
Are you looking for something?
Where's, what's his name?
Mr. Wade? I haven't the faintest idea.
Oh. Well, as I say, Leila, I'm going to ask you to give me just 5 minutes of your time. Are you expecting him?
I shall be very much surprised if I ever see him again after the way I packed him off.
You, told him to go away?
Oh, he was amusing enough for a few days, but no one could stand him for more than that. He had none of your good qualities.
That's right.
But gracious, here I am running on and you standing there. Sit down, won't you? Make yourself comfortable.
Don't care if I do. Run and get me an ashtray. That's a good girl.
Oh, no ashtray. Oh, now, aren't I terrible? You shall have one right away. There. Now a match?
Got one.
Oh, let me light it for you. I love lighting your cigars.
Thanks. Mind if I put my feet up on this stool?
Oh, no, do. Here, let me move it for you. That's just some old needlepoint my grandmother Beecham crocheted. Now, what is it you wanted to ask me, Throckmorton?
Oh, yes. Leila?
Yes.
How would you like to go to the movies?
I'd love it.
Well, if you're a good girl, just as soon as I finish this cigar.
I'll run up and get my things on now so I won't have to keep you waiting. Must I wear my pretty new spring hat?
Absolutely.
I always like to look pretty when I go anywhere with you.
That's the stuff. Good old Leila. Well, no use rushing into anything.
Millions in Europe and Asia are going hungry and facing actual starvation. Therefore, it's up to us, the best-fed nation in the world, to tighten our belts. We can share a meal and save a life. And here's how. Buy only as much bread and other wheat products as you really need. Use rice, fats, and oils sparingly. Don't waste any food. Turn in your used fats and oils at the food store promptly. Plant a garden and raise as much of your family's food as you can. You are saving food for those who desperately need it when you buy less, especially when you use up those leftovers.
Listen, don't eat so much. We could all cut down a little. I know I could. There are children abroad who could be kept alive just by the food we throw out. Let's think of that when we sit down to dinner.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Peary. It is written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. The music is by Jack Meakin. This is John Lang speaking for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Good night, everybody.
More and more America's good cooks are using Kraft prepared mustards to add lively flavor interest to foods. Have you tried blending the tangy flavor of Kraft salad mustard into omelets, Welsh rabbits, chopped pickle relish, and a golden cream sauce for hot cooked vegetables? They're all extra delicious flavored with Kraft salad mustard. Your dealer also is featuring another popular variety, the Kraft mustard with nippy horseradish added. Buy both kinds. Ask for Kraft horseradish mustard and tangy golden Kraft salad mustard when you shop tomorrow.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
From 78 years ago, May 12, 1946, the Great Gildersleeve here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Tomorrow, we will have My Favorite Husband, Jack Benny, Fibber McGee and Molly, Burns and Allen and Claudia. And then coming up on Tuesday, we'll get back to crime with The Whistler, I Was a Communist for the FBI, Calling All Cars, Gangbusters, and another episode of Superman, which you will hear the first episode of the Grayson Submarine story coming up, following The Magnificent Montague with Monty Wooley, which is coming up next.
America's Protestants, Catholics, and Jews are strengthening the bonds of brotherhood and friendship by helping the needy overseas. Through their houses of worship, these three faiths are sending voluntary relief to virtually every free country in the world. Hundreds of millions of pounds of goods, clothing, and medicine will go to victims of war, disaster, and famine in many parts of the world. More than 80% of American voluntary relief work for the hungry and needy overseas is conducted through the religious agencies of these three major faith groups. When you share with needy persons overseas through your house of worship, you are promoting the spirit of democracy that unites all peoples for peace and goodwill. You are keeping faith with the finest tradition and heritage of America. CBS Radio urges you to keep faith with those in need overseas by giving as much as you can through your faith.
One of those great organizations, a faith-based organization that continues to do a lot of good for the world today, is Samaritan's Purse. And their Christmas shoebox program that they have done for years to make sure that children overseas get a feeling of the spirit of what Christmas is and should be, and all of that you will find in this organization, SamaritansPurse.org. I mentioned them, Franklin Graham carrying on much of his father's work to this day. SamaritansPurse.org. The tornadoes that they have had through the Midwest, Samaritan's Purse has been out there dealing with that. They have been dealing in Sudan, in that war-torn region of the country. They've been dealing with problems in Grenada, and so many other things. SamaritansPurse.org. And their Seeds of Love program, helping to rebuild people in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. There are so many crises around the world. Governments are not the total solution. The solution is with faith and giving. And some of you get upset with me when I talk politics, maybe when I talk religion. But folks, government isn't the total solution. Government sometimes is the problem, and that's what we have to remember. Let's turn away from this, though. I want to encourage you to give, because giving is the most important thing in life. 'Tis better to give than to receive, and we have many people who need to receive. Let's receive an episode of The Magnificent Montague starring Monty Wooley. This goes back 73 years, May 12th, 1951. With the baby in the house.
The Magnificent Montague, starring Monty Wooley. Yes, it's The Magnificent Montague, the Saturday night transcribed feature on NBC's All-Star Festival of Comedy, Music, Mystery, and Drama. Brought to you by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. And by the makers of Allicin for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. It's been many years since the name of Edwin the Magnificent Montague has been seen in lights starring in a Shakespearean production. Today he is Uncle Goodhart, hero of an afternoon radio program. It is early afternoon. Montague, having finished his program, is expected home momentarily. And awaiting him is his wife Lily and the Montague maid Agnes, who is happily planning dinner.
Abba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba, said the monkey to the chimp. Abba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba. Yeah, honey?
Oh, was that you?
Yeah, I was singing.
Oh. Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm going to cook for your husband tonight. Singing keeps me from being revolted.
Oh, come, Agnes. Cooking for Edwin is no problem.
It ain't the cooking, it's the serving. I got to get my hands off the plate or they'll get bitten off.
Oh, come, Agnes. He's not that big an eater.
He ain't, huh? Honey, when he says a horse, my kingdom for a horse, he ain't reciting Shakespeare. He's ordering lunch.
Well, have you decided what to make for dinner?
Let me see now. Maybe a nice thick sirloin steak.
Oh, good. Edwin loves steak.
He does, huh? Well, then that's out.
Oh, now, really, Agnes. Don't you think it's time you and Edwin called a stop to this bickering and shook hands?
Honey, the day I came to work here...
It's so senseless. This has been going on for 25 years. Why?
Why? Because for 25 years I've been asking him to do me one little favor, and he always refuses.
Well, what do you want him to do? Stop. I know the two of you just live to argue with each other. Now, why don't you run down and get 3 nice steaks for dinner?
3 steaks? Okay, I'll go buy them. Give me your jewels to huck.
Oh, is meat still so expensive?
Expensive? It's cheaper to eat a mixed green salad made of $50 bills.
Really?
Oh, that butcher of ours, is he riding high? He don't even cut the meat himself anymore. He's got a surgeon from Johns Hopkins working at the meat shop.
Oh, that's silly.
All the butcher does is weigh the meat. His thumb is insured for $400,000.
Oh, now, stop being ridiculous. You've always gotten along with the butcher. Oh, someone's at the door.
I'll get it. Well, hello, Mr. Zinser.
Oh, hello, Agnes.
It's Mr. Zinser, the director of Montague's radio program.
Well, come in, Mr. Zinser.
Hello, Mrs. Montague. I came to see Mr. Montague.
He isn't here yet. He went to his proscenium club right after the broadcast.
Oh, fiddle-faddle.
Well, what is it? Can I help?
Oh, no, it's very personal.
Mr. Zinser, you can tell me.
Well, it's not the kind of thing I like to discuss.
Mr. Zinser, we're old friends. You can tell me. Go ahead.
Well, my wife... Oh, I shouldn't be saying this.
Mr. Zinser, out with it. What is it?
Well, my wife is expecting.
Mr. Zinser, a baby?
What'd you think, a Maytag automatic washing machine?
Oh, that's wonderful. But tell me, Mr. Zinser, what has this got to do with Edwin?
The suspense is killing me.
Agnes.
Well, you see, my wife, Mrs. Z, is a great admirer of your husband. She listens to him as Uncle Goodhart on the radio, and she thinks he must be just as sweet and kind in real life as he is on the radio. Stupid, isn't she?
Mr. Zinser, where does Edwin come in?
Well, I'm coming to that. You see, my wife's in the hospital right now.
You mean?
Any minute.
Well, shouldn't you be at her side?
Well, I guess so, but she made me come over here to ask Mr. Montague to be... Oh, the whole thing is mad.
She wants Edwin to be what?
The baby's godfather.
Edwin Montague, the godfather of a baby?
Bad chance of that happening.
I know. I tried to explain to my wife, Mrs. Z, that Mr. Montague is, well, not the sentimental type. He's more like,
Say it, a monster.
I told her not to bother him, but you know how women are in her condition. They want the craziest things. Sour pickles, ice cream, salami.
I know.
And she wants Montague.
How about that?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Zinser, but knowing the way he feels about it...
Oh, I understand.
Well, some men love children, like yourself.
Yeah, I should. This'll make 10.
10 kids. Stranger than fiction.
I love kids. I hang their baby shoes on the windshield of my car.
Really?
I gotta drive with my head out the window.
Mr. Zinser, you'd better get back to your wife in the hospital.
I can't. I've got to go home and take care of the kids.
Oh, but she shouldn't be alone in the hospital at a time like this.
She don't mind. We got 9 more kids at home. Lying in the hospital having a baby is the only rest she gets.
Well, Agnes, we'll go up and see Mrs. Zinser this afternoon.
Oh, she'd like that. She's in room 204 at the Riverside Maternity Hospital.
Room 204. Remember that, Agnes.
204.
We'll see her every day.
Oh, she'll only be there until the baby comes.
But, Mr. Zinser, she can't bring a new baby right into a house that already has 9 children.
I know, but she hates hospitals. What can I do?
Well, she and the baby ought to be in a quiet place for a week or so. Someplace where people can wait on her. Mr. Zinser, I have it.
You have?
She can stay here.
Honey, are you nuts?
No. Mrs. Zinser could have the guest room, and we can use Edwin's den as a nursery for the baby.
Honey, you can't have a baby spend the first week of its life in the same house with Montague. It'll warp its mind.
Thanks, Mrs. Montague, but it'd be too much trouble.
Trouble? A baby in the house. Oh, it would be wonderful. I'm so excited. Agnes, let's start making arrangements. A bassinet, diaper service, bottle warmer.
And a straitjacket.
Straitjacket?
For Montague when he hears about it.
Oh, that's right, Edwin.
He'll flip his lid.
Forget about it, honey.
No, I will not. Mr. Zinser, I'll discuss it with my husband. I'm sure having your wife and child here for 1 week isn't going to kill him.
Oh, it won't? Oh, I mean, gosh, Mrs. Montague, you're sure true blue.
Well, I'll just get everything ready. Agnes, now go and see your wife this afternoon. Goodbye.
Gee, goodbye.
Honey, stop kidding yourself. You don't think the magnificent monster's going to let you bring a baby into his house.
Agnes, when I get through explaining what it means to me, he'll come round. I've always been able to handle him.
I know, but a baby in his den. This time you're hitting below the beard.
Oh, Agnes, it'll be something I've always wanted to do, taking care of a baby. Making the formula, warming the bottles, bathing it. Then there's the diaper.
That's where I come in.
Oh, Agnes, I'm so thrilled.
So am I.
That's Edwin.
The thrill is gone.
Agnes, let Edwin in.
Must I? Okay. Here he is.
Hello, Agnes. Hello, Lily.
Hello, Edwin. Oh, my, you look happy. Isn't it a lovely spring day?
Beautiful. I just walked through Central Park. It's alive with blossoms and flowers. As I walked, I hummed, "Hark, hark, the lark."
Well, shake the larks out of your beard and sit down.
Ah, Lily, I can't wait until the 4th of July when we can stand in front of the house and fire Agnes.
Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Here comes the bad humor man.
Agnes.
Lily, I just remembered. It's daylight saving time. Let's turn Agnes back to the junk man.
Now, stop that. Edwin, you came home in such high spirits.
I was until this loud-mouthed bass started coughing at me.
All right. Now, Agnes, be quiet. Edwin, what happened today that makes you so happy?
He saw someone run over by a truck.
Agnes, really? Edwin, now tell me what happened.
Lily, when I arrived at the Presidium Club, the members were all excited about something. Guess who wants me?
The psychopathic ward at Bellevue.
Now, never mind, Agnes. Who wants you?
The drama department at Columbia University. They want me to give a talk tonight on the Shakespearean theater.
Edwin, a lecture at Columbia.
It's a good thing Eisenhower isn't still president.
Agnes, please.
If he ever saw Montague with that big mouth of his open, he'd think it was a camouflaged howitzer.
Lily, we must get some new furniture for Agnes's room. I've got my eye on the cutest little electric chair.
Speaking of furniture, you're in for a surprise. There's going to be a lot of new furniture around here.
Oh, Agnes, never mind. I'll tell him myself.
Tell me what?
It's, nothing much, Edwin. You see...
Lily, if it isn't important, can't it wait? I have to go to the library and get some facts on Shakespeare for my lecture tonight.
Well, this will only take a minute, Edwin. Sit down.
Before you fall down.
Agnes, quiet.
Hurry up, Lily. What's on your mind?
Well, it's so hard to begin. Edwin, we've never had any children.
I know, Lily. It's the one thing that's kept us together.
He's so charming.
Lily, I'm in a hurry.
Well, Edwin, haven't you noticed that all the families around us have children? Why, even the Harrisons across the hall have a little girl.
Oh, is that what it is?
Edwin.
Look, Lily, if you're hitting about a donation for some summer camp to make children healthy, give whatever you want to. Just keep my name out of it. I don't like to encourage that sort of thing.
Oh, Edwin, shame on you. Well, children are the...
Lily, don't mention children to me. I don't trust them.
But the only children you've ever come in contact with were child actors who were in plays with you.
The dirty little scene stealers. You can't turn your back on them.
Edwin.
The magnificent scenes I've played on the stage, I'd have the audience eating out of my hand, and then on would come some miserable curly-haired brat. Lisp out 2 words, the audience would ooh and ah, and I'd be left standing there with my face hanging out. Children will knife you every time.
Edwin, you were a child yourself once.
That's a dirty lie.
He's right. He was born a full-grown monster.
Oh, Agnes, you must have been cute when you were born. The pride of the litter.
Edwin, don't be surprised to wake up some morning and hear the patter of little feet.
I knew it. The mice are back.
Edwin, let me tell you.
Lily, I have a lecture tonight. If you're going to waste my time babbling about children.
Honestly, Edwin, you're the most exasperating man in the world.
Yeah.
You stay out of this, Agnes. Just take care of your own duties around here a little better. Where are my clean shirts?
They haven't come back from the laundry yet.
Oh, no, I have to lecture tonight.
Take it easy, Mr. Montague. The shirts will be here today.
Well, they'd better be.
Well, they will be.
Oh, and it was such a beautiful day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Oh, quiet.
Well, honey, there goes the Godfather.
Oh, he can be so impossible.
Oh, now, honey, don't take it that way. Just give me the word and I can cook him a dinner that'll end it all.
And I think of Mrs. Zinser having to go back to a noisy house and we have all this room. Agnes.
What?
I don't care what Edwin thinks or does about it. We're going to have Mrs. Zinser and her new baby right here.
I'm with you, honey.
Well, we can't waste a minute. Now, look up a diaper service.
Okay.
And we went to crib, a bassinet, we'll need baby oil, talcum powder, scale.
Here's a diaper service, Cosmopolitan Diaper Service. I'll ring them.
We'll order more milk. I'll get a book on how to make formula. Oh, Agnes, I am so...
Hold it, honey. Hello? Cosmopolitan Diaper Service? One moment. Here, honey.
Hello. I'd like to start the diaper service immediately. Yes, I'll hold the wire. She's getting an order blank. Agnes will have to rush right up to the hospital to be with Mrs. Zinser. You have the room?
Yeah, 204 Riverside Maternity Hospital.
Oh, Agnes, I can't believe it. A baby in our house at last.
We'll be back with the Magnificent Montague in just a moment. Here's a word from RCA Victor. What the fireplace was to early American homes, the television set is to modern American homes. It's the center not only of your life, but your living room. So be smart. Insist not only on RCA Victor million-proof television, proven in well over 2 million homes, but on RCA Victor million-proof television in a console cabinet. You have your choice of a breathtaking variety of RCA Victor console models. Every one a furniture masterpiece, worthy to occupy the most important place in your living room. Period models like the Regency and the Rutland and the Hillsdale, which look like treasures straight out of an 18th century palace. Classic models like the Provincial, whose simple dignity makes it equally fitting for cottage or castle. Streamlined models like the Modern, a clean-lined functional beauty on a swivel base. See your RCA Victor dealer tomorrow for your RCA Victor television console. And to you and your family, in every sense of the word, happy looking. And now back to the Magnificent Montague. He is returning from the library full of facts for his lecture. But he returns to an empty house. His wife, Lily, and Agnes are at the hospital awaiting Mrs. Zinzer's blessed event.
Well, won't you even open the door for me anymore? Why must I... Where is everybody? Lily? Agnes? Fine welcome. Just when I wanted early dinner to give me time to get over to Columbia University, they're out shopping or something. Well, I'd better get dressed. Hope the laundry delivered the shirts. Oh, this must be the laundry here on the table. What's this? Talcum powder. Oil. What junk women have to use. Maybe they put the shirts in my bedroom. If they didn't come...
Cosmopolitan Diaper Service. Hey! How do you like that? So hurry call and no one's home. Hello!
Got a shirt of the... Oh, there you are.
Cosmopolitan.
Well, it's about time.
I got here as soon as I could. Your wife phoned.
Good. Where are they?
I got them in the truck.
In the truck? I gotta put one on right away.
You?
Who do you think they were for?
Well, live and learn. If you still wear them, you still wear them.
Will you hurry up? I'm lecturing at Columbia tonight. Do you want me to stand in front of the entire drama department without one on?
No.
Don't just stand there with your mouth open. Get them. This is a formal affair. I hope they've been starched.
Starched? This is a new complaint. It's always they ain't soft enough.
Do you mind if I like them stiff so they don't wrinkle and fit nice and snug?
They'll fit you nice and snug.
Good. Then please bring them on.
Okay, first I better bring in the can.
Can? What can?
There's no charge for the can. It's part of our service.
A can?
Yeah, well, you can throw the used ones.
Oh, never mind. I just throw the old ones in the closet.
In the closet?
Yes. Well, anything wrong with that?
No, it's your closet.
Thank you. Now get them. I hope the buttons are still on.
Buttons? Look, with our kind, you just need safety pins.
Safety pins on a shirt?
Shirt? Hey, what are you talking about?
My shirts. Aren't you delivering the laundry?
Look, mister, I'm from the Cosmopolitan Diaper Service.
Diapers? You've got the wrong apartment.
No, I ain't. Ain't this the apartment of Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Montague? Here, look at the order. Lily Montague.
Lily Montague. Well, she probably had it delivered here because someone in the building wasn't home. She probably left a note about it. Oh, yeah, here's her note. On the telephone stand, it says, Dear Edwin, you can reach me in room 204, Riverside Maternity Hospital. What's the matter with Lily lately? Kept bending my ear about children. I find baby powder and oil all over the house, a diaper service. Now she's in room 204 at the Riverside Maternity... I'm a father.
Take it easy, mister.
I'm a father.
Here, come here. You better lie down.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Me, father. I can't believe it. Lily, I must call. Lily, where's the phone? Oh, here. What's the matter with this telephone?
Mister, you're dialing a bridge lamp. I'll make the call for you. What's the number?
Here, the note. Room Riverside, the 204 maternity hospital. Here's the note.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, poor Lily. All afternoon she tried to tell me, and I just insulted her. Oh, did there ever live such a miserable dog as I am? I'm a cad. A horrible cad.
Hello? Riverside Maternity Hospital? One moment. Here's the phone.
Hello? I want room tell her.
Okay. He wants room 204. What? Not accepting any calls?
What is it?
No calls. Must be pretty close.
I must get to the hospital. You have a truck? Let's go.
It's full of diapers.
I'll buy them all. Let's go.
Mister, will you relax? They won't let you in there until 4 o'clock. Look, I'll go bring up your diapers. So long.
Lily. She'll be in that hospital with all those squalling brats. What am I saying? Oh, what am I saying? Oh, one of them will be mine. My son. I will mold him into a great actor. I will teach him all I know. He will carry on the name of Montague. The Shakespearean theater will live again. His debut will be in Romeo and Juliet. And like his daddy, he will be the greatest Romeo who ever lived. Hello? Harvard University? We'll take this down. I wish to register Master Edwin Montague, Jr. in the class of 1970. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What'll it be?
I want 10 boxes of the best cigars you have in the place.
10 boxes?
I said 10 boxes. For your information, I'm about to become a father.
You?
Yes.
Have a box on me.
That's a nice toy. I'll take 2 of them, clerk. Now, what have I got? The catcher's glove, the football, the Hopalong Cassidy cowboy outfit. I'll pick up the rest later. Gad, I hope they deliver the pony to the apartment downtown. Doctor, for heaven's sake, what's happening in room 204?
Not you again. I told you all we can do is wait.
I've been waiting for 4 hours.
You'll have to wait it out just like the other fathers here in the waiting room, and don't bother me anymore.
Don't be impertinent, young man. I'll report you. I'm in radio. I'm a very close friend of young Dr. Malone. Please, look at my hands. They're shaking.
Have another sedative.
Hurry, Doc. Room 204. Something's cooking.
Coming. Agnes.
Oh, so you decided to show up after all.
Show up? Where should I be at a time like this? Agnes, wait. What's happening?
They just pushed the bed into the delivery room.
The delivery room? Quick. How is Lily?
Lily's fine. She helped him push the bed in.
What kind of a hospital is this? Agnes, when you see Lily, tell her I'm sorry for the way I spoke about children this afternoon.
It's time you were sorry, you beast.
Agnes, wait! Oh, this waiting. This eternal waiting.
Excuse me, mister. You got a match?
Here. Keep the box.
Thanks. You nervous?
What do you think? I shake like this all the time?
This your first?
My what?
Your first kid.
Oh, yes.
My name's Simon. Rudolph Simon. The name mean anything to you?
Simon? Rudolph Simon? No, I can't say it does.
What's the matter, Whiskers? Don't you read the newspapers, don't you?
The newspapers? You're in the newspaper?
Every year like a clock. Rudy Simon does it again. Triplets, twins, quadruplets. I'm high score for this hospital.
Oh, you're that Rudy Simon.
Remember me now, huh? All right. You know, the way I figure it, if people don't even remember you for a thing like that, is the whole thing worth it?
Simon, believe me, at any other time, I'd try and figure out that statement. Right now, I'm too nervous.
And you know the most amazing thing?
Well, what?
Me with twins, triplets, quadruplets, schmadruplets. Would you believe it? When I play a slot machine, nothing happens. Yeah, take the other day.
Okay, Mr. Simon, it's a boy.
How many?
Only one.
You kidding?
No, only one.
How do you like that? And I passed up a pinochle game just to be here tonight.
Doctor, please.
Sorry. No news from room 204.
God, I hope Lily realizes the torture I'm going through.
Oh, hello, Mr. Montague.
Zinza, you came here.
Yes, sir. I didn't think I could break away from the kids.
Zinza, how sweet of you to come here.
Well, I thought it was my place to be here.
Zinza, I'll never forget you for this.
You won't?
It's in times like these that a man finds who his real friends are. I have a friend.
You have? Where is he? You. Me? Oh, it was terribly sweet of you to be here, Mr. Montague.
Zinza, it's my place to be here.
It is?
Sir, when she comes out of the ether, I'm going to be right to her side.
Well, she'd like that. She's crazy about you.
Imagine Zinza, Edwin Montague, after all these years.
Okay, folks, the waiting's over.
Agnes!
It's a 6-pound bouncing baby girl.
A baby girl, Zinza, did you hear?
Whoopee!
A baby girl.
Isn't it wonderful?
Wonderful. Why, Lily! Get her back to bed.
Oh, now?
Lily, are you crazy? What kind of a hospital is this? Give me the head physician.
Now, Edwin, quiet. Mrs. Zinzer is asleep.
Mrs. Zinza, is she here too?
She did. She just had the baby.
Mrs. Zinza had our baby? What kind of a hospital is this?
Edwin, what are you talking about?
Lily, the diaper service, the baby oil, the pony, the patter of little feet.
Well, that's right. Mrs. Zinzer and the baby are going to stay with us for a week.
They are?
And Edwin, it was wonderful of you to show up to be the godfather.
I'm a godfather. Oh, no! In the morning, Lily, what did you do asking them here?
Edwin, go back to sleep.
Oh, who can sleep? Mrs. Zinzer in the guest room, the baby in my den.
Now, Edwin, stop crabbing. You're the godfather. Wasn't it sweet of them to call the little girl Edwina?
Lily, stop with that slushy sentiment.
Oh, go to sleep. Baby, stop crying. Must say, Edwin, little Edwina certainly seems to like you.
Really, Lily, of all the stupid things to say, that a tiny little baby knows enough to recognize. Lily, she's asleep. Look at her. Edwina, it's me, Uncle Eddie. Kitty, coo. Listen to that voice. Gad, she will be the greatest Juliet of all time.
Every day you hear more and more about an incredibly fast way to relieve the pains of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia. It's Anacin. A-N-A-C-I-N. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician, and in this way discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pains of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia. So the next time a headache strikes, take Anacin. A-N-A-C-I-N. Anacin in handy boxes of 12 and 30, economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100. Ask for Anacin at any drug counter. Listen again next week, friends, to the Magnificent Montague, the Saturday night transcribed feature on NBC's All-Star Festival of Comedy, Music, Mystery, and Drama. Brought to you by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. And by Anacin, for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. The Magnificent Montague was written by Nat Hiken and Billy Friedberg. Ann Seymour was Lily, Pert Kelton was Agnes. Also heard were Art Carney, John Griggs, and Johnny Gibson. This is Don Pardo speaking.
Monty Wooley's primary claim to fame in acting was, of course, his long stage run and his motion picture starring roles in The Man Who Came to Dinner. And, of course, you heard that last Christmas on our Christmas show, the Hot Point Holiday Hour, which was not with Monty Wooley, but was with Jack Benny in the Monty Wooley role. The Man Who Came to Dinner was his big thing. He did a lot of stage roles and a lot of television, until ill health caught up with him in 1955, and Wooley passed away in 1963. Heart problems and kidney and heart ailments complications. May 6, 1963, heart and kidney ailments took him from us at the age of 74. Monty Wooley, the Magnificent Montague, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, Superman.
Let's make this the year of the well-informed voter, the voter who feels that it pays to devote some time and some effort to get information concerning the background and qualification of each candidate who says, I want your vote. Let's make this the year of the well-informed voter who knows all the facts when he goes to the polls, who studies the figures and figures to study each promising, backslapping, vote-getting body of each candidate. He'll ask, what are your goals? Let's make this the year of the well-informed voter who knows that his vote is a great legacy, who poses a question for every vote-getter. Will he make America stronger and better? Will he keep the land we love happy and free?
Now it's time to start another Superman story here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. This episode about the Grayson Submarine, originally broadcast May 12th, 1941.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. It begins far out at sea, deep beneath the rolling surface of the water, where a sleek gray-hulled submarine, modern symbol of America's first line of defense, slips through the murky depths like some giant, sightless creature of the uncharted ocean. Inside the steel hull, the voices of its designer, Charles Grayson, and its commanding officer, Captain Denning, rise above the soft throb of its engine.
I'm afraid to take a chance, Mr. Grayson. We're down to 280 now.
But, Captain Denning, the purpose of this test run is to prove that she can stand the pressure at 400 feet and better. Why, I'll stake my life on it.
I know, but there are the lives of my crew to consider. I'll grant they were handpicked for this test run, but even so, I can't expose them to unnecessary danger.
It isn't danger. And even if it were, it isn't unnecessary. Why, ever since the conning tower of the first submersible slipped beneath the surface of the water, every navy in the world has been striving to perfect a ship that could stand the enormous pressure at great depth.
Well, you've done that. 280 is good depth.
I know, but it's not good enough. Take her down to 350, Captain.
Well,
it's the only way we'll ever be certain.
All right, but there's a prayer on my lips. Diving officer.
Speaking, sir.
Submerge to 350.
I beg your pardon, sir.
I said submerge to 350.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's that.
You won't even notice it, Captain. Almost 12 tons of pressure on every square foot of our hull surface. But it won't make the slightest bit of difference. It's 300 now. Any other submarine would be a twisted mass of wreckage by this time.
320.
Don't stop, Captain Denning. She'll go to 400 if you let her.
330. I'm afraid of buckled fate. All stations, check fore and aft for open seams. Report any leakage at once.
340, Captain. Look at the depth gauge. Can you believe your eyes?
No, I can't. Wait, we've sprung leaks. Yes?
All seams checked, sir.
Yes?
No leakage.
Very good.
No leaks?
Everything's tight.
Then we've done it. We're at 350 feet, leveling off. Captain Denning, do you know what this means? Our country now has a submarine that... What's that?
I don't know. We've lost headway. Engine room! Engine room!
Engine room reporting.
What happened? Why have we stopped?
I don't know, sir. The motors are turning up 3,000.
But we're not moving. Raise them up to 4.
Yes, sir.
Do you hear that scraping on the hull, Captain? Why, that's strange.
Grayson, we're still not moving. With the motors running at full speed. What's happened to the ship?
I can't understand.
I have had enough of this. Diving officer, surface at once.
We can't, sir. Something's holding us down.
What do you mean?
I don't know, sir, but we're being held down by something. We can't move in any direction.
Wait. You hear that? We can't go up and we can't move forward or backward. We're trapped. At 350 feet, Grayson. Trapped.
That scraping on the hull. Listen to it. Like iron chains. Listen.
All hands in emergency stations. Close battery room bulkhead. Stand by for further orders.
Trapped. At 350 feet, the newly designed submarine hangs suspended as though in the grip of some huge sea monster, unable to move in any direction. Meanwhile, back at the naval base, crowds mill at the office of the squadron commander as the bad news travels like wildfire.
How many times I gotta tell you the commander ain't seeing nobody? Now stand back there. Hey, you.
My name's Kent, Daily Planet. I have a special pass.
Okay. Now stand back there. Come on, now, everybody. Stand back. Now, everybody, get back.
Commander Leeds?
Yes?
I'm Clark Kent of the Daily Planet.
Oh, yes. Glad to know you, Mr. Kent. You're the young man who helped us out about a year ago, aren't you?
Oh, it really wasn't anything.
Well, they seem to think pretty highly of you. That's why you're the one reporter on the inside. You know what's happened, don't you?
I think so. Grayson's new submarine is down somewhere off the coast.
At a depth of 350 feet. And evidently unharmed.
I don't quite understand, Commander.
Neither do we, Kent. There's something strange about all this. Something very strange. Captain Denning, commanding the submarine, has reported his ship at 350 feet. But he's not on the bottom of the ocean. The water at that location is 2,000 feet deep.
Then it hasn't sunk.
No. But it can't move in any direction.
How did you get all this information, if I may ask?
The submarine is equipped with a special deep-sea radio sending and receiving set. We've been in contact with it for the last hour.
Oh.
I'm probably talking to Captain Denning in the radio room now. Would you like to listen?
Well, yes, I would.
All right, just wait. Anything new, Collins?
Captain Denning signed off, sir, to conserve battery.
Try to raise him again.
Yes, sir. Calling S2V4. Calling S2V4. Come in, please.
You'll have to stand close, Kent. The signal is weak.
All right.
S2V4 back. Come in.
Ask him whether there's been any change.
Yes, sir.
Captain Denning, has there been any change?
No change. We can't move in any direction. We seem to be caught by something. We hear peculiar noises on the hull as though iron chains were scraping against it. Come in.
Ask him if the ship is damaged. Is your ship damaged, Captain Denning?
No damage. No leaks. Pressure doesn't bother us. We haven't enough oxygen for 12 hours. Our batteries are getting weak.
Yes, Captain. Captain Denning.
Wait. We seem to be moving. Yes, something is dragging us. Something.
Hello. Hello. What happened?
He's off, sir.
Raise him. He said they were moving. Did you hear him, Kent?
Yes, but he said something was dragging them.
Calling S2V4. Calling S2V4. Come in, please. He did say something was dragging them. What could he mean? Calling S2V4. S2V4. Come in, please. I don't like the looks of this, Kent. It doesn't make sense.
It is rather strange. Do you know their location, Commander?
Wait. Well, Colin? Can't raise him, sir. Keep trying. Yes, sir. Come on, Kent.
Yeah.
Calling S2V4. S2V4.
You say you know their location, Commander?
Yes, that was the first thing Denning gave us. 2 of our salvage boats are on the way.
Oh.
But what good is the location if they're moving or being dragged? We must have misunderstood him, Kent.
Oh, I'm sure that's what he said. Something is dragging us.
What could be dragging a 5,000-ton submarine? Why not even Superman could do that?
Oh, yes, he could.
What?
I think he could. Commander, would you give me the location of the submarine?
What good would it do you?
I don't suppose it would do me much good, but...
Ted, I'm going to try something that's never been done before. I'm going to take another submarine down to look for them.
But the Grayson ship is the only one that can dive safely beyond 250 feet.
Well, that's deep enough. If we pass over them, we can pick them up on the magnetic finder.
May I come along, Commander?
Well, it isn't customary to carry civilians, but I imagine we can make an exception in your case.
Thank you, sir.
I'll call and have them prepare one of our fast subs. Submarine basin, quickly, please. Kent, there's more to this than appears on the surface. That submarine... Hello. Commander Lee speaking. Get the S-23 ready for immediate departure. That's right. S-23. That big dial is the depth gauge, Kent.
Oh.
We're down 150 feet. The more water ballast we take on, the faster we sink.
What's that hiss of air?
Pressure equalizer. The pressure inside the ship must be equal to the pressure outside, or these steel plates would crumple like eggshells. We're at 200 now. We'll level off at 250.
How do you level off?
There are two rudders at the stern of the ship. We call them planes. They control surfacing and diving when we're under power.
Oh.
Now, you see, we're leveling off now at 250.
Uh-huh.
Now, watch this small dial with the red indicator. The moment we pass over anything made of metal, the indicator will tell us how far beneath us the metal is.
But how can you be sure it's the submarine?
Well, we can't. But the odds are with us. I'd give 10 years of my life to see that indicator suddenly shoot. Hey, Kent! Something's happened. We're stopped.
Oh. The motors are going, but we're not moving.
Listen, Kent. That's scraping on the hull.
Didn't Captain Denning say
Yes,
that...
he said they heard scraping on the hull like iron chains. Diving officer, Commander Leeds speaking. What's happened?
We can't move, sir. We're caught in something.
Can we surface?
No, sir.
Stop the motors. Have all men stand by at emergency stations.
Yes, sir.
Kent, the same thing that happened to Denning's ship has happened to us. It's uncanny. It's impossible.
I don't understand the noise on the hull. Could we have struck a submerged wreck?
How could we? We're 1,700 feet from the bottom of the ocean.
Commander, is there an emergency exit from this submarine?
Yes, there's the stern escape hatch. But you can't use it at this depth, even with a Munson lung. Water pressure would crush a man to death.
I'm willing to try it.
Oh, Kent, you're mad. There's only one thing we can do. Release the disaster buoy. One of the salvage ships will send a diver down.
It may be too late by then.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember Captain Denning's last words? Something is dragging.
Now, look, Kent, I brought you along in defiance of all rules and regulations. This is an emergency, and I'm commander of this submarine. Like the crew, you take orders from me.
Naturally, sir, but if I can be of any help...
You can, by keeping out of the way.
May I look at the escape hatch?
No, stay where you are. Commander Lee speaking.
Diving officer reporting, sir. No damage to hull. Standing by for orders.
Release the disaster buoy.
Yes, sir.
Now, Kent, there's no reason for panic. The ship isn't... Kent? Where are you? Kent! Kent!
Taking advantage of the few seconds during which Commander Leeds was receiving the diving officer's report, Clark Kent has slipped into the stern of the trapped submarine, determined to investigate the strange mystery of the sea as Superman. Will he be able to leave through the escape hatch? And if he does, what will he find in the darkness of the ocean depths?
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
From 83 years ago, May 12th, 1941, Superman in the Grayson Submarine. Thanks for joining us. Visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. If you'd love to buy me a copy, I would love to drink it. Well, except, I don't do coffee. I do Dr. Pepper. Also, visit us at classicradio.stream. You can find our Facebook and Twitter locations there as well. And just visit us, won't you? classicradio.stream. And tomorrow we will have My Favorite Husband, Jack Benny, Fibber McGee and Molly, Burns and Allen and Claudia. The next episode of our Superman adventure will be on Tuesday. So join us for that, when we'll also have The Whistler, I Was a Communist for the FBI, Calling All Cars, and Gangbusters. Have yourself a great Sunday and a great week ahead. Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.